everybody, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the new Pat McGrath Labs foundation. It's called the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundations. Long title. I am using samples today. I just want to get right into that because I didn't feel comfortable with the shade that I bought after I wore it for a couple of hours. I never opened it. I did just use the sample. But for whatever reason, I just didn't feel like it really blended well with my skin tone. I think it was shade 21 with neutral olive undertones because I do have very yellow olivey undertones, and I just didn't feel comfortable with it on my face. It kind of turned a weird gray color around the jawline, so I took it back and decided to get some samples. I didn't want to keep buying and repurchasing and taking it back, so I did get some samples. And I'm also very interested in the set that she has on her website with the primer and the powder, but I'm just not interested in buying that right now, so I'll probably wait for a sale or something, but we'll see. But today I do have the shades medium 20 and medium deep 23. So like I said before, I do have yellow olive undertones, very yellow with some green, and I didn't really see that there was a shade that was customized for me. You know, I think when you start from the medium categories, maybe from medium 18, neutral to olive undertones, which I thought was too light for me. And then you had peach undertones, and then red undertones, and red neutral undertones, and neutral olive undertones. And I just feel like in between that medium to medium deep category, there could have been a little bit more variation with the undertones. But this is a sheer foundation. You can build it up to medium, so maybe that might not be too important in the long run. Maybe I can get away with the shades that I've chosen. When I do foundation wear tests, I don't typically wear anything else with the foundation. No primers, no powders, no bronzers, nothing. I just want to know how the foundation acts normally on my skin. That way, if I introduce another product to the foundation, I will know immediately what's causing the distress if it doesn't work out well for me. I do have very normal skin. I do get a little bit oily on my nose sometimes in extreme heat situations. I do, but for the most part, my skin is very normal. So I'm kind of a blank template for foundation. If it's too greasy for me, then it's probably going to be too greasy or too oily for someone with oily skin, and vice versa. If it's just incredibly matte and it dries me out, then it's not going to do well for people with dry skin. I have normal skin, so most of the time foundations will work for me as promised, but we'll see again. So let's get right into the video. Okay, scooch you guys up a little bit more just so you guys can see clearly how this is going to go on. So A is medium deep 20, and then B is, this has red undertones. I'm not even sure why I got this, but we'll see. And then B is medium 23, medium deep 23, which I think is the closest shade for me, and it's probably what I'm going to be wearing today. So I'm just going to go ahead and first swatch A. Yeah, we're going to do medium 20 first. I think that this didn't look really red in the store, so that's medium 20. It looks a little light. No, look at it. Let's go with medium deep 23. I definitely think that medium deep 23 is the right match for me. But yeah, I do like that one. This one looks a little light, so I'm not gonna go with this one, the medium 20. So I'm gonna wipe this off. I'm going to reapply my sunscreen, which is the only thing that I put on my face, and I put that on every day, so if a foundation doesn't work with my sunscreen or my skincare, then it's automatically disqualified. So after I wipe this off, I'll be back to apply it. Okay, so I'm back. These little cups are so freaking messy, my goodness. I know they have something better than this, but so I am just going in right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and just apply this all on this side of my face before I set this down. So I don't even know how much I'm using. That's kind of why I like buying the bottles, because I can't really give you guys an accurate amount of foundation that I'm using. This dries very quickly, so you need to work a little quickly after you apply it. And I am using my Real Techniques brush. This is the foundation brush. With the foundation and without it. So you can see there is some really good coverage. It is sheer, and I do love sheer foundations. Just by the way, the coverage that I'm getting from this, I'm thinking that this was maybe half of a pump. So I don't know if you guys can see, but my freckles are a little covered, but you can still see them peeking through. I still have the little discoloration patch right here on the side of my face that wasn't covered at all. I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more, which is rare for me. I typically love just very, very natural sheer finishes, but I don't know, I just feel like I need a little bit more color under my eyes and on the side of my cheek here. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Okay guys, so this is one side of my face and this is with the foundation. I like it. It looks pretty good. It dries very, very quickly. That's not something that I saw on other reviews and videos of this, but yeah, it dries really quickly, and I would say I would not set this foundation. I wouldn't set it. It seems like it sets on its own. Looks like, I know you guys have heard this, but it really does look like my skin. It hardly looks like I have anything on, but at the same time, my skin obviously looks more radiant and healthy and has just a little bit of a glow. So I'm just gonna go in and apply this with my fingers and see what kind of coverage I get. This feels so nice on the skin though. I definitely think 23 is my color. Okay, so up close, I think that I like the finger application just a little bit more. I think that you get more coverage and it's just a more skin-like finish. And I do have a lot of discoloration on my chin and around my mouth, and I feel like it did a very good job in covering that, but just still letting all of the imperfections kind of come through. But first impressions is that this looks really good. Not sure I have a foundation that finishes on my face quite like this, but I like it. I really do like it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead. I do not powder, I don't bronze, I don't do anything. I just go out with the plain face. It's about 80 to 82 degrees in San Diego. It's 79 here where I'm at right now, but I am going inland, so it's gonna get a lot hotter. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna get dressed. I'm going to put something on my eyes, some bronzer or something, because my lids do tend to crease. And I'm also going to put on some mascara and some lip gloss, and then I will be back and I will be doing check-ins throughout the day. Okay, you guys, so I'm back. The foundation has had a chance to settle down. I went and made up my bed, cleaned up a little bit, folded some clothes, finished my makeup. So it's been sitting here for probably about 45 minutes, and I have to say, I freaking love the way this looks. I'm sorry, I do. I know it should look great because it's $70, but holy cow. It has settled very, very nicely into my skin. It looks so skin-like. Even with the imperfections showing, I think that that makes it even more skin-like because you just can't tell. You can't tell that I'm really wearing makeup because you can still see the dark circles under my eyes and the freckles and everything else, but it just looks, I don't know, almost airbrushed. It's really weird. I'm really enjoying the way this looks. It dries down to almost, I don't want to say a powdery finish because that would make it seem matte, but it does just dry down completely, no transfer. Now, I'm not sure how much I would like it if I set it with powder, which I wouldn't do. But you guys will see more later on when I check in. I'll probably do 2 check-ins, one midday and then one this evening when I get back. It is about 9 o'clock now. Have a lot of errands to run. It's already hot out. We're gonna just put this through its paces and see how it works. So I'll see you guys at the next check-in. So, hi baby.
Hello.
I am wearing Pat McGrath foundation.
Yes, and it looks like matte finish, medium coverage. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
All right.
I don't know if it's matte, but
Okay.
it is very sheer to medium.
Okay.
How's the color look on my face though?
It looks like a match.
Okay.
Yeah. Warm. It has like a warm tone to it.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks good.
All right. You're so cute. Okay, guys. So you just saw my husband, and he told you guys how it looked. All right. It's about 12:03 now, so it's been a couple of hours since I've had this on. I have not noticed it drying down any differently as far as the undertones are concerned, so I do think that this is the right shade for me. So I'm outside of my house right now. You guys can see how that looks in the sun. Okay, you guys, so I'm back. It is now 5:31 exactly. So I've been wearing this foundation for about 8 hours now. As you can see, it still looks really, really great. I did get a little bit of oiliness on my nose, but just nothing that I can't handle. That's to be expected when I'm in like really, really high heat or direct sunlight, then my nose kind of gets oily. But other than that, I haven't had any issues with this foundation. So I just want to bring the camera up close so you guys can see how it looks. Okay, so this is up close, and as you guys can see, it looks pretty good. I am a lot more glowy and luminous than I was when I first put it on. It did come off as a little bit more matte on my skin, but as the day went on, this is just the perfect level of luminosity for my face. This is how I love to look. I love for the light to kind of beam off of my forehead and off the top of my cheeks, because I just think that it gives me a nice, warm, healthy look. I just love that in foundation. So I don't have on any concealer or anything, and you can see that it did a good job mostly of covering some of my dark circles. You know, it's not perfect, of course. I'm never gonna get that kind of coverage without concealer, but it did a really good job just making my whole face kind of look more balanced than normal if I just wore some other type of foundation. I think that this was a little bit better in just bringing a lot more warmth and just kind of radiance to my face. And I don't have like smile lines, but sometimes I do get like some buildup right here on the side of my nose, and I didn't get that this time. But this does happen if I don't powder, and of course I wear sunglasses, so you can kind of see where it wore off right in this area. You can kind of see the sunglasses indentations, but other than that, there's really no excessive wear and tear with this foundation after 8 hours. Okay, you guys, so that's it for the wear test. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about how I like this foundation. In short, I love it. I love it. The color is perfect. The finish is perfect for me. I do go for a light to medium coverage foundation. I don't think I own any full coverage foundations, so this is just really just gorgeous and just makes me look great. I don't know that I like it more than the Fenty foundation. Honestly, I feel like the Fenty foundation brings something a little bit different to the table. It makes me radiant just from jump, and it looks like makeup, but then again at the same time it just looks like very light makeup, and this to me doesn't even really look like makeup. This just looks like I have just excellent skin and excellent skincare. So this is something that I would wear for a no makeup look, and the Fenty is something I would wear for a light makeup look. My husband actually said he likes this one on me a little bit better than the Fenty. I'm kind of even on both, but I don't know. I don't know if I like it better than Fenty, but I definitely like it, and I definitely would be purchasing it. I just don't know that I need it right now, but I definitely do plan to purchase it because why wouldn't I? Now, do I like this enough to pay $70 for it? Is it worth $70? I don't pocket watch. I don't count people's coins. If you think that it's worth the coin, then definitely you should go for it. If you have normal skin, or if you have skin that's kind of on the dry side, I would definitely say go for this. If you have oily skin, I would practice caution. I would make sure that I have a very good setting powder, and just kind of make sure that you blot and everything throughout the day, because it really does get more luminous as the time goes on, but it does not budge. It does not drip off your face or anything. I like foundation that's light to medium, but then it stays put on your face. If you're my color, if you lean more yellow olive in your undertones, I would definitely consider getting shade 23. If you're Fenty 345 or Fenty 370, I would stick with 23. If you are maybe Fenty 330, I would probably go with the next shade up that has warm undertones, and that would be, I think, 18. I would do 18, definitely. All right, you guys, so thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions about any of the products that I'm wearing in this video, just leave them in the comments box below, and I will respond immediately. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video, you guys. Peace out.